Yeah, I thought about this ad. I somehow over the past few days I started thinking about this ad, and just I didn't, because when I first saw the ad I didn't really understand what it meant, because I was, how old was I in 1994? I guess I was 20. Yeah, I was 20. So I didn't, by then, even I, also living in Vermont, where there's wouldn't be quite as much construction and that sort of thing as you might see sort of in like, in cities and that sort of thing, in terms of like just on the street all the time. It was only, I've only started thinking about this commercial again recently. This is the first page of YouTube, the YouTube results for, this particular search, and this is how they set them up. But this particular ad, I remember seeing it I remember seeing it on TV when it was on TV, but then I had no idea what the ad was all about. Did not understand the context of it. Did not understand the societal context of it. It's funny. It's a funny ad. I didn't realize how funny it was at the time, because it's a reversal. You have all these women working in the office, right, and then they've got this this good-looking construction worker out there. And so they know when it is he takes a break, and so and he gets something to drink. It turns out to be Diet Coke, and so they all tell each other, it's Diet Coke break time. Let's go gather. Basically, let's go gather at the window and watch this hot guy. He just takes it's hot. He takes off his shirt. He has the Diet Coke break, and they all just kind of sit there and watch him. Which is it was certainly at the time it had a particular political angle to it, right? And that was meant to kind of say something about women's rights, where women have gotten to, and just kind of turn it around to be to kind of like this. I don't really even know what to say with it. They're not taking pictures. They're not yelling out the window. I don't really honestly know what to say, except that it was kind of a funny ad at the time. He doesn't have a reasonable expectation of privacy. He's out there in public, that sort of thing. The particular ad itself, as I've said, there was a reason that somebody wrote this. Sometimes ads can be just very, very, very funny, very intelligent, written and created and approved by people who understand what the context is. And when you don't have people who really understand society, culture, history, when you have those people creating the ads and approving the ads or disapproving ads, people who are ignorant, people who don't understand things, people who have no real knowledge, it can make the world a much worse place. A much worse place. This is an ad that was literate in a lot of ways. It was historically literate. It was contemporary, at the time that it was made. And it was extremely funny, and it was even funny to me at the time, even though I didn't fully understand the context. I think there are a lot of people, probably a lot of younger people, who don't understand the extent to which women's rights are being threatened by what's happening. I think because they cannot even remember a time when they didn't have the freedoms and the rights that they have, and so they're like, oh, okay, coughing, whatever, that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, it does. It really does. And all the things that have happened to me, it's because I'm female. It's because I'm female, because I'm a good writer, because I refuse to be degraded, by people who are it's a matter of course for them that women are degraded in that business, right? So it's just, and misogyny just totally exploded, totally entirely exploded, and is turning into something that's being reestablished by everything that's going on. It is. So anyway, anyone can look up this ad. I don't know if I'm gonna add a link to it or not. These are just certainly nothing I can do about the way that they're being presented, the names or any of that stuff. But yeah, I had thought about it. I all of a sudden kind of thought about it over the past few days, and then I started thinking again too about what it used to mean, construction workers. It really was such a stereotype for such a long time. But it was true though. It was also true. They would just hassle you, say all sorts of terrible things, and so. The conglomerate is I don't even know how to describe how completely, totally, entirely destructive it is in every way. It has nothing to do with being modern. It doesn't have anything to do with anything except being just horrible.